Ever heard of Unite Us US? They've released a report, and it's a real eye-opener. It's about English learners with disabilities and how they're, being left behind.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a pretty serious issue. These kids are facing a double whammy for sure.
Exactly. They're struggling with language and learning challenges at the same time. It's tough.
And the report highlights how many are missing out on crucial support programs. It's a big problem.
It's heartbreaking, really. So let's dive into this discussion and unpack what's going on. So what are the main issues the report highlights?
Well, it points to a lack of access to appropriate learning programs. Many schools just aren't equipped to handle the unique needs of these students. You know?
Like, what kind of programs are we talking about? Specific examples?
Think specialized instruction, tailored curriculum, assistive technology, the whole shebang. It's not just about throwing them into regular classes. That's not going to work.
Right. It sounds like a systemic problem. Is it just a lack of resources, or is there something more to it?
It's a combination of things. Funding is definitely a huge factor, but also a lack of teacher training and awareness. Many educators aren't equipped to identify or support these students effectively. It's a real issue.
So teachers aren't getting the right training to deal with these complex situations.
Precisely. And that leads to misidentification, inappropriate placements, and ultimately students falling through the cracks. It's a sad situation.
What are the long-term consequences for these kids if they don't get the help they need?
It's devastating. They risk falling behind academically, experiencing social isolation, and facing significant challenges in their future opportunities. It's a real equity issue, a serious one.
Yeah, it's not just about education. It's about their whole future. Their entire lives are affected. So what are some potential solutions? What could be done to address this?
Increased funding for specialized programs is crucial. We also need more teacher training, focusing on culturally responsive teaching and inclusive practices. That's key.
And what about the students themselves? How can we better support them directly?
Early identification is key. We need better screening tools and assessments to identify students' needs early on. And then individualized learning plans that really cater to their specific strengths and challenges. That's essential.
This sounds like it requires a collaborative effort, right? Schools, families, policymakers.
Absolutely. It's not something any one group can solve alone. We need strong partnerships between schools, families, and community organizations to ensure these students get the support they need. It's a team effort.
It's about creating a supportive ecosystem for these kids to thrive, a really supportive one. This report highlights a problem that affects a specific group, but it also speaks to broader issues in education, doesn't it?
Exactly. It underscores the need for more equitable and inclusive education systems that meet the diverse needs of all learners. It's about ensuring that every child has the opportunity to succeed. Every single one.
So what's the takeaway here? What should our listeners do?
Stay informed, advocate for change, and support organizations like United US that are working to address this critical issue. We need to make sure that every child, regardless of their background or challenges, has access to a quality education. It's so important.
This has been a really insightful discussion. It's clear that we need to do better by these students.
Absolutely. It's a matter of equity and justice.
That was a great discussion. Thanks for sharing your expertise. I really appreciate it.